I want to welcome everybody to 1 Million Cups. I'm Brooke Lindsay here with Pioneer Tech Business and Industry Services. Today we have Troy Ormonde here with Trailer Butler. He is new to town and he's going to tell us how he ended up here in Ponca City and what he's doing with his really cool product for trailers. So with that, Troy, if you'd like to tell them about your business.
My name is Troy Ormonde with Trailer Butler, and Trailer Butler ended up in Ponca City in kind of a roundabout way. I'd never heard of Ponca City, and we have a customer from here in Ponca City who ordered a unit, and we just kind of started talking about why our production times and lead times were long getting our product out from the time of order till shipping, and I had mentioned that we were looking at moving the business, and he brought up that Ponca City is a great manufacturing town and very business friendly, and I told him that I would look into it some, and essentially I think it was about 6 weeks later, we were pulling into Ponca City with our business in a freight truck and coming here. And Ponca City has been, to say it's been welcoming would be an understatement by a long shot. We have felt very welcomed here, both as a business and on the personal side. And we're really grateful for all the opportunities that we've had here and for the introduction to Ponca. So our business basically came about out of my own necessity and convenience. I was backing up a toy hauler basically at a storage facility in Las Vegas, and the only thing that I could think of really was on 4th of July weekend or on a big sand dunes weekend like Halloween, what a nightmare it probably looked like with people getting their trailers, not necessarily out of there, but backing them back into the storage facility. And I had the thought of, I wonder if there's something out there where you can just pull in straight basically with your truck and trailer, drop your trailer, and then drive your trailer basically to where it needs to be put. And I did a quick Google search, and there was really nothing on the market at that time for the end consumer, for the average Joe, and I kind of left it at that. And that was back in probably 2005, and then fast forward now to 2020 and COVID. And I was in the air conditioning, heating, and refrigeration business, and the company that I worked for closed their doors, and I took that as an opportunity to evaluate if I wanted to stay in that industry. It's Vegas summers are very hot, the rooftops are very hot, and walk-in freezers on the commercial side are terribly cold, and anybody who knows me personally for a very short amount of time knows that I absolutely despise and hate the cold weather, and you will not see me outside when it's cold. So I was sitting at my sister's one night, and we were just kind of BSing, and I said, I wonder if that trailer dolly's out there. And I did another quick Google search, and a couple things popped up, but still the most important thing to me from my original thought of it was there's still nothing truly portable that's on the market that you can use anywhere. There are dollies on the market that you can use in a warehouse, that you can use, you would leave it in your garage and just use it at your house and then, put it back away. So that night, basically, I decided that I was going to develop and put to market a trailer dolly that the average Joe could use. The next day, I went to Hobby Lobby, bought styrofoam and a little hobby knife and cut out kind of the first prototype. Anyone who's seen that, Angie will tell you that that original prototype looked nothing like what we currently sell, to customers. But it was a start, and I've learned 1,000 different ways of how not to try and make a trailer move. And that's it started out of our garage, and here we are now in Ponca City in a really nice building, and just continuing to grow and to evolve. We've had great help from the PDCA from here at Pioneer Tech, and we just continue to improve our existing product, and once we are caught up on orders, we will start to roll out new products that will really kind of change trailer ownership. So that's Trailer Butler. Yeah, any questions? Go ahead.
Where did you come from?
So the question was, where did I come from? We moved here from Las Vegas, and I had been in Vegas basically all of my life. Angie was born and raised there, and so the move here, everybody from back home was like, "Are you crazy? Like, why are you leaving Vegas to go to Oklahoma?" And the first thing, of course, was tornadoes, and my thought was, people live there. I surely am not going to be the only person in Oklahoma. So we moved, and like I said, it's been, we have zero complaints about the move here. So, and the product just continues to improve with the help of everyone here. So. So the question was basically, what was the R&D process, and that was really a two-part process. With my background in HVAC and refrigeration, I started as a residential field tech and ended up more on the engineering and design side on the light, on commercial and light industrial. So that kind of made it an easier jump to come over and start manufacturing these trailer dollies, which I had no experience at all in doing. So, initially the R&D was draw it up on paper, cut it out of styrofoam, put it onto one of our small trailers, and see if the concept worked. And from there, then it became more involved and more of the CAD modeling and then really testing it with heavier weights. I'll tell you, and I probably still have it at the shop, but the very first sprocket that we used for, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say this, but the very first sprocket that we used on the very first prototype was a little sprocket off of a pink Walmart bicycle that we pulled out of a neighbor's garbage. So that was the early R&D, and then obviously as we started to refine the product and put the website out there, initially we just before we launched the website, before we really decided to go full steam ahead with it, we kind of tested the market just locally in Vegas, and we found that there was a much larger market and for much larger trailers than we were initially doing. So from there, obviously we had to get more serious with it and the testing. I can tell you that anything that we offer on our website to go onto a customer's trailer has been tested extensively on our own trailers beforehand. So I want to make sure I'm comfortable putting on my trailer before we ship it out to somebody. Yes. Yes. So the question was basically the ease of use and how maneuverable is the trailer with it. And so it's kind of hard to see on this picture, and I'm trying to think if we have any other pictures on the website. But as you can see, so basically the assembly, and this is an example basically of so this wheel assembly here basically would connect to this piece, and this piece basically is going to connect over the frame of your trailer. So this is going to sandwich it, and then basically that wheel and motor assembly is going to attach onto this. You can see specifically we have a woman on on the website showing this, and in several of our videos, including Angie in a couple. It's very easy to use, and to the point where we have a lot of people tell us you should have kids use this on the videos, because children really can move the trailers around with this. From a liability standpoint, we don't have children on the videos moving these around, but it's very easy to use. Part of the design of this was specifically so that somebody with no mechanical or electrical knowledge or experience could, for one, install this by themselves and feel comfortable doing it, and then secondly, they would feel comfortable using it. So we tried to make it as easy as possible for the end user to use it. As far as maneuvering the trailer, you can essentially move a trailer basically in place in a 360-degree circle. So it's highly maneuverable. There's, initially our thought with this was that we would use it again in like a storage facility where it's a tight space and you don't have a spotter and you can't see where the other trailer is on the other side at the angle you're backing up. And we found that there's a lot of other benefits to it, one of them being theft prevention of trailers. It makes it very difficult to steal a trailer when it's nosed in to its parking spot with the tongue away from the street or away from where a truck can back up to it to hook up to it. So people can use it at campsites where, same thing, instead of having to back the trailer in where your door is now only on one side, you can just disconnect the trailer and pull the trailer in tongue first, and now your door is facing the other side. So whether it's the campers on the other side that you don't want to see, or the view of the sunset, or whatever it is, you have more options for positioning the trailer. So, and then the other thing that we found really with our primary customer base is that a lot of them live in cities where parking is very tight between their house and their property line or their fence line. I can tell you, for example, people from Salt Lake City, almost every single phone call of a person ordering from Salt Lake City, they started out with, "I have a gas meter." And I say, "I already know. I can already picture your house. I can actually send you a picture. I'm sure it's very similar." So I hope that answered your question. Yes? So the question was, can it go up a hill? The short answer is yes. And the long answer is, I would ask you, if you were calling in to buy one of these, I would ask you what trailer you're putting it on, and then I would ask you what surface type you're using it on, and then based on that, if I still didn't have a real good idea, I would ask you to send pictures of where you intend on using it. What I will say is that our single wheel design, we went through, going back to the R&D, we went through a lot of different designs and variations. And it always came back to the single wheel design because the single wheel basically takes all of the tongue weight of the trailer and that downforce onto a single point basically. So if you have, just to throw numbers out there, if the tongue weight of your trailer is 1,000 pounds, you now have 1,000 pounds of downforce on that single tire as your traction. As soon as you go to a two-wheel setup, for example, that weight is now displaced between two tires, and you now only have 500 pounds of downforce between the two tires, and so you basically cut your traction in half. So to answer your question, yes, it can definitely be used on hills, inclines, and stuff like that. Physics is physics, and one of the things that's going to come into play is what is the total trailer weight compared to the tongue weight. Because if you have, for example, if you have a fishing boat with 3 outboard motors and nothing in the front, so you have, we'll call it a 5,000 pound boat and trailer with 150 pound tongue weight, you're going to have a hard time because there's just not enough pressure pushing down for it to get traction. Our primary, what's that? Pontoon boats, you'll have no problems. Pontoon boats are the weight is distributed very evenly on those. We have brackets specifically for the pontoon boat trailers, especially like the tri-hole pontoons. I know that it has basically like the step in the front, and the trailers have a different configuration. So it will definitely work on the pontoon. Okay, so for those that can't hear, the comment was that'll save a lot of arguments and a lot of marriages. And it's funny because we did in January of 2022, we did an RV show in Quartzsite, Arizona. And if you're not familiar with Quartzsite, Arizona, in the wintertime, they say that there's around 1 million people, basically snowbirds, that go out and just park out in the BLM land out in the desert everywhere, and it's incredible if you've never seen it. During the summertime, it's an intersection in the desolate desert of just where two freeways meet, and you would never know that many people go out there. But we did an RV show there, and we were doing demonstrations with our big trailer. And I don't know how many times we were told that week, is I think 9 days that show, and I would say at least 100 times probably that the husband or the wife would say, "Do you know how many arguments this would end?" And actually, the common theme that people kept telling us was that the slogan on our website should be "the marriage saver." And it's funny because since the beginning, that's kind of been a theme, and obviously it continues until today. So it's true. We hear it on the phone still. I mean, we're not only do we build trailer dollies, but we are marriage counselors as well. Yeah.
Troy, what's the turnaround time? Do you have product in stock, or do you specifically speak with the customer and build the dolly based on their needs?
So the question was, what's our turnaround time? And right now we have listed on our website that our turnaround time is 10 to 12 weeks, basically, from the time that you order until the time that we ship. That's part of the reason that we moved to Ponca, was so that we can eliminate that lead time and have a standing inventory. So there's been a lot of changes that we've made already, and improvements to our processes, and there continues to be more that are coming to fruition now. The second part of that question was, do we talk to the customer and get specific information? That really depends, again, on the trailer. Our primary demographic of customers right now tends to be people with travel trailers. So for the travel trailers, we have basically it's either a 2x4, 2x5, or 2x6 dimension to their trailer frame. So that is, I guess, universal or pretty standard that we can do that. In the case where we have somebody with a pontoon boat or a different variation, we have made these for food concession trailers. We've made them for mobile saunas. We've made them for cemeteries, so that they don't have to drive their vehicles on across the grave sites. They can just use the trailer to move across. So we have made them specifically for certain uses, and in that case we would basically custom fabricate the bracket for that installation or for that use. So.
I have the video pulled up if you want to watch the little demo. I don't know if there's some sound. You guys can see how it.
It's probably my voice, and you don't want to hear any more of it.
You can narrate.
So this is Christy. So this trailer right here is a toy hauler. The unknown thing that we found out about toy haulers very early on was that they're very tongue heavy. We automatically, if somebody calls and says that they want one of these for the toy haulers, we already know which model to recommend for them. As you can see, this video is sped up a little bit to save time. So basically, from where she started to where she is now, she made a 90-degree turn. Something that is really important and really put us on the map for trailer dollies is you can see that she was moving that on rocks and dirt. Ours is, without question, the only product on the market that will move trailers on uneven surfaces, rocks, pea gravel, dirt. It's the only one, which goes back to the question earlier about moving up hills and stuff like that. And my explanation of the single tire and the downforce and going back to that. That's it. I mean, you can see here, and what you don't see, and actually, can you, was that on the homepage?
Yeah.
Bum. Can you go to our, maybe on the video page? This is different. I always look at it on my phone. If you go all the way to the bottom, and then there should be a videos, and it's not on there. Okay, so if you just click on the YouTube little icon right there. And actually, you could probably just leave it on this one right here.
It's a Mac, apparently.
It is.
There we go. Should be relatively the same.
So you'll see how there's like some side slope to it right here. That's one of the things that we would factor in if you're trying to pull this up a hill and there's side slope. That's one of the things that we would factor in to how this works. You'll notice on this little picture here, you can see basically the turn that she's making and all the stuff that's around the trailer. So even though it's in a relatively big area, there's still a lot of stuff basically to deal with. The video is sped up a little bit, so the operation looks a little bouncier or choppier than it really is. But you can see Christy basically taking it down the driveway, and then I believe in this video, aside from it working on this type of surface, the other really key benefit to this is the fact that it's portable, and when you're ready to go, you can basically take this to the back of your truck, and then it flips up, it locks into place, and then you can travel with it. And it's really the only one on the market that's truly portable and was designed for you to take it with you, as opposing to have a couple people, grab and throw something up into the back of the truck, then and taking up bed space, taking up space where your coolers would be, or something like that. So it was really made with convenience, basically being the first, obviously it has to work, and then second being convenience, and that it's going to work where you need it to work. So. And then you'll see right here, she'll leave it parked right here, and then this will be a customer getting ready to, when it switches to the next screen, it will be the customer who came to pick this up, and it'll be flipped up into the travel position, and then you'll see them traveling down the road with it attached on their truck. This was where we were before we moved to Ponca City. We were basically set up here. This sits on an acre, and we had the backside set up as a shop. And so that's basically up in the travel position, and this customer is on their way back to Bullhead, Arizona. So that's that. And this, I'm going to tell you, kind of off topic from the trailer dollies. I bought the drone so I can do video shots like this, and I got to tell you, I love flying the drone. It's my go-to. So, Angie, you have any questions? No, okay. Anything else? Yes.
Do you just go to the website to order it, or what's the best way to talk to you about?
So the question was, how do you order these? So you can, in a perfect world, everybody would go just through the website and place the order. If you have questions at that point, we have a chat widget on our website that you can send us a message to ask questions, or you can call us, and we're happy to take the order, obviously over the phone. With us being at the lead time that we are right now, we prefer if everything came in through the website so that we can just continue with the production and not pulling off to do that. But you can order either way. So and either way, it will put you into the same basically build queue or order fulfillment time. So.
Would you ever create one for like a gooseneck trailer or something like that, like it would stand a little taller than the
So the question was, will we create these for a gooseneck or and fifth wheel basically? And the answer is yes. That again is part of our move to Ponca City, was so that once we get caught up on fulfillment of our existing model, basically, a gooseneck and fifth wheel option is very it's in the very short term of coming to market once we get that done. The other thing that we are looking at doing that I'm equally as excited about is we will be launching, and I can't say, so we will basically be launching a product that will replace the tongue jack on the trailer as well. So it will, and I'll just leave it at that. But it will be center mounted, and it will, for those of you who have the bumper pull trailers, where once your trailer is hooked up, if you try and lower the tailgate, it bangs on the tongue jack. That problem will no longer exist. You'll still have the same function as a regular tongue jack, but it will also be incorporated with the trailer dolly. The fifth wheel and gooseneck option, we've had since day one. We have had people asking when we're going to come out with that, and so the goal has been to have it to market already. The reality is that we can't launch a new product until we are fulfilling in a timely manner our existing product. So, but to answer your question, that is, I would say probably by this time next year, we'll have a fifth wheel and gooseneck version. So, yes.
So what can our community do to support you?
So the question was, what can the community do to support us? And the short answer is, keep being Ponca. I mean, honestly, it's everything is already really, specifically as things come up. Ponca is great in that, there's a saying that your greatest resource is being resourceful, and I've found that Ponca City is and the people who are here are very resourceful. And if you reach out to somebody, if they don't know the answer, if they don't have that answer, they know who to. I mean, it's that far away. So, specifically, what can the community do? Obviously, if you guys want to buy a bunch of dollies, please, come. We'll do in-person, sales. But specifically, at this moment, I would say that between the PDCA and Johnny with Pioneer Tech here, Ben, and right now everything that we need, I guess, is being addressed. And as future needs come up, obviously we will use our resourcefulness and the resourcefulness of those available to us to move forward with that. Yes. So we do have a Facebook page, and if you just search Trailer Butler, it will bring up. I don't remember exactly what it's called. I think it's Trailer Butler Portable Trailer Dolly is the name of it. But we do have a Facebook page. I will say that I, besides welding and designing and all that kind of stuff, I'm also the social media person. I'm a slacker when it comes to social media. I'm going to be the first to tell you. I've started to try and be more aware of that and more proactive with it, and TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff. But really, Facebook is I should do more with Facebook, I would say, because a lot of our customers do come from Facebook, with our primary demographic being travel trailer owners. For the most part, they tend to be an older crowd who uses Facebook, as opposed to the younger generations who don't even have Facebook. That's kind of the long-winded answer. So yes, we do have Facebook. Yes, we do. Please share it. Yes, yes, yeah, and we have videos and stuff on there also that you can share.
I want to present you with your 1 million coffee cup.